a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Wait, is this game 1 hour? Okay, I guess we're
wow.
getting into it. I'll tell you more about that after this game.
Absolutely.
Looks like we're getting into Tapscott versus GPik. Tapscott repping Turk, who's an old school Rivals of Aether Orcane player from Georgia, actually.
Nice, nice. I mean, you gotta try to rep the home team a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And GPik all the way from Sacramento.
Yeah. Can you believe they came all the way out here just to, play some Rivals and maybe some Smash Bros at the same time?
Yeah, man, it's a world warrior for sure. All over the place
definitely.
doing Smash and Splash next week.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
wow, he's getting worked on. That was crazy. Orcane can exert so much pressure and so much space with his bubbles. It's really insane watching him just, control all this space between the down B and the forward air. You end up getting caught in so many traps and so many mix-ups that it's almost difficult to find where you are at any given time.
And especially you see, like, you have these vertical walls start to come up when those bubbles do hit, and then it's so difficult when you have the Orcane moving around and trying to figure out where you're going afterwards, too. It makes it really, really hard.
That coverage with the side B at the ledge was really good. He missed the tipper, or the sweet spot on that forward air, and is going to take some percent for it, but I think he's going to be able to get the stock back pretty cleanly.
Yeah, doesn't take it too much so far, only 71 on the 7.
Ooh, what a parry.
Not good.
Gonna live, though. He's too low to get that KO, but ooh, good job. So if you notice, you can actually refresh your action ability by landing during your up B, kind of like Pikachu's quick attack, but you can keep that into an upward momentum or a sideways, or act out of it. So you end up getting a lot of really cool pressure options. You can also edge cancel it, so you might be seeing GPik do a lot of that to catch Tapscott off guard.
Yeah, and looking at these percents right now, it's starting to snowball a little bit in favor of Tapscott, and not quite out of the reach.
Sure.
But I mean, as we're starting to get 51 now, it's getting a little bit harder to really think that it's tough to make this comeback. Because I mean, obviously, GPik is going to have to like ticky-tack damage with some of the early percent combos. Obviously, going to be really great for him. But I mean, now 173 for
he can also harass with up B as well. But what I really want to highlight here is just how incredible Tapscott's platform movement is. He's been doing. I watched him do like a wave land onto a platform to a drop through, come back up, and then come back down with a nair, and it really caught GPik off guard because it's so difficult dealing with an Orcane and his slippery movement. But you don't normally see them doing that on platforms. You'll see them do stuff like that where they'll end up, catching you off guard on stage. But oh my lord, that was crazy.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. GPik DIing in there, trying to survive that just a little bit longer, and that unfortunately put him right in the way for that.
Absolutely. And yeah, see, look at that right there. He's doing the platform fall through thing again. He's he's just moving on him.
That was something we were talking about earlier, is in Rivals, the level of skill, or the ladder of skill, never ends.
Yeah,
you'll see someone beat someone, and then that person will then go get smoked, and then so on and so forth, just because there's so many different skill levels with this game, when you have such an availability what you do with the Steam platform.
Yeah, definitely. And on that note, you also get people where it's like a triangle. You'll have like, player X beat player Y, then player Y beat player Z, but X beats, it ends up circling on itself. And you have these players, so you get this really cool, interesting, like, rock, paper, scissors dynamic to competitive Rivals where, at least until the very, very top level, you're never really sure until who's going to win because there's so many players and so many different play styles that you end up getting these really dynamic and exciting matchups.
Absolutely. So we're starting to see the same kind of pressure again. Orcane coming from one side of the stage to the other, forcing GPik into the corner. And the really tough part is you see him try to put this separation between him and the cloud to really control space, but Tapscott's just been all over it so far.
I think what GPik needs to be looking for more here is putting the cloud between him and the Orcane, because Orcane needs to put space on you, because Orcane is going to be punishing you when you're in on him. He's got really good options during his advantage state, but if you keep a cloud between the two of you, that was a crazy parry.
I actually heard GPik go, wow, that was great from the stage.
As did I.
15 feet away.
Good lord. But yeah, so I think Absa in this matchup needs to be looking for a lot of space and a lot of ways to control space and harass. But GPik seems to be doing a pretty decent job this game of controlling that space more aggressively than I would otherwise anticipate from him in this particular matchup as an Absa player myself.
Yeah, it's something I'd been talking to him previous to this set and like earlier on in the bracket too, is how his main focus recently just has been adapting mid-match, learning outside of like, all right, this is what I want to do in this matchup with Absa versus Orcane or Idles, whoever, more now to this is what I want to do against Tapscott.
Definitely, definitely. And he's keeping him off stage really well here, actually. Oh, good forward tilt, good coverage, because the forward tilt 1 actually covered the tech in at the ledge, and the forward tilt 2, got him on the way down. So, it's a good amount of coverage. Maybe not the most payoff you'd want from that option, but, percent is percent, and you're going to want to take that in these matchups for sure. Wow, the double up air.
I love it, using the sweet spot that high up, too.
Definitely. That was really smart. Good on him.
And this looks so much cleaner. So he's using these big, huge stage here, try to keep as much position between them as possible.
I was really scared there. I thought he was going to get up smashed.
That was going to be really bad, too, because he had that full charge, too, and just outside
that
of
was brutal. So I'm not sure if you know this actually, but if an Orcane does an up special on the ground without a puddle out, Orcane creates a puddle right where he is, and then does the regular up.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
that's how he managed to get that super quick kill option out there. It's a really good parry punish in a lot of percents when, you know, they're high up and you are looking for something and you get a parry, you're just done.
Especially looking at the center of the stage there, we've got on the bigger stage too, you want to have something that send him upwards, and from what you're telling me, I'm assuming that's probably going to be stronger than the standard up smash too.
Yeah, generally speaking. Unless you can get a full charge, like you're going for a read, like it's definitely stronger than like an up smash, even with some charge on it. So you end up getting a lot of mileage out of that.
See GPik deep in thought here after what was a very close game too, but Tapscott honestly closing it out pretty. Oh, we're just going to run it straight back. All right.
Absolutely. I guess GPik felt pretty comfortable in his pick, and I wouldn't blame him. This was much cleaner than game one, and I think he likes keeping space between him and Tapscott because, you know, with only 2 platforms near to the ground, you can't let Tapscott do a lot of that platform movement stuff, so if you just stay underneath the tall platforms, you have a lot more time to react to his aggression. Wow, that was a unique combo, but cool nonetheless.
Using the full range of that too. Nice.
Definitely, just clipping with the side of it up tilt rather. Opsa gets so much mileage off that up tilt. It's so easy to cover various DIs because of her double jump cancel, actually. You end up getting a lot of ways to maintain momentum. Wow, that was so smart. Counter hitting basically with his up B.
And then tit for tat there. Tapscott reading the movement there from GPik, closing out that first stock. And I mean, we've seen more of the same here. Tapscott was just high aggression, high button movements, and just really been all over GPik so far this set.
Definitely. I'm really impressed with Tapscott's play. I feel like we've been focusing a lot on GPik, but I want to take a second, at least this game, but I want to take a second to highlight the fact that Tapscott just is brutally efficient with his movement. It's so fast and so clean, and he's always right where he needs to be, and I'm incredibly impressed. That was the parry punish I was talking about, by the way. Yeah, it's super, super good, especially versus floated characters like Opsa.
And it's really impressive to see the switch, too, because we talked about like how quick and how aggressive he is. But he can instantaneously there move into the defensive option and really got the full punishment for it, too.
Absolutely. Oh no, I heard GPik saying no from the stage. Oh, the save and then the kill. What an emotional roller coaster.
Well,
I hear GPik giggling from about 20 feet away, like you said.
He didn't die off the bottom, so, you know.
Working, creating more space. He's forcing, you know, that puddle's there to keep him from approaching, and on his cloud, they're, you know, using their respective mechanics to keep each other away, so it's, you know, forcing, you know, non-action, which is really difficult to do in this game, considering how aggressive Rivals generally is.
And that's the trade-off of this stage here for GPik. When he's down this full stock like that, it's going to be so difficult because, like you said, Tapscott can just put this position out there. He says, I don't have to come fight you.
Definitely. And that's Orcane's game plan in general. A lot like characters like Duck Hunt Dog or Snake and Brawl, you end up creating these zones where you cannot approach at all. Otherwise, you risk just getting shut out or taking like 30-40% from their insane trap game. And Orcane is, you know, just the master of that.
Oh, that Nair finishing just before he could reach the ground there, and Tapscott taking advantage of that whiff.
Oh, got him right on the frame. The hitbox came out, and he ended up getting, you know, taking the L for it. But that was a great game otherwise.